Does 4x3 give you an advantage in Valorant? Yes, it does. But I wanted to make this video to explain why. Before I go on with that, I need to explain what 4x3 resolutions do to games for those who aren't familiar with the concept. I'm going to use CS:GO as an example since it's where the idea came from. Your average gamer is going to be playing their games with 16:9 resolutions such as 1920x1080, also known as 1080p, 2560x1440, also known as 1440p, or 3840x2160, also known as 4K. But some people play with 4x3 resolutions such as 1280x960, 1024x768, or even 800x600. When you play a game with a 4x3 resolution, you can use it in two ways. One way is to have the game stretched, which makes the player models bigger than they actually are. This should theoretically make players easier to spot and shoot at. The other way is to have black bars on the sides, so there are fewer distractions on your screen, and you can focus on the center easier. This is what many old-time gamers are used to since they played games on CRT monitors. Both ways also make games easier to run since there are fewer pixels the game has to render. The only price to having these resolutions is cutting off certain parts of your screen on the map. You actually see less of the environment since the game is basically zooming in on itself. For many people, this is worth it, which is why you see many CS:GO pros play in big tournaments with these resolutions. However, Valorant was a different story, but now it's a similar one. When you try to run the game at a 4x3 resolution, the player models get stretched, and you can aim much more easily. Once upon a time, the only thing that stretched was the HUD and the main menu, but the game itself remained the same. But now, the whole game actually stretches. Since your game will look worse than those on a clearer 16:9 resolution, I tried running the game with black bars, but apparently, it doesn't work. It keeps forcing a stretch for some reason, but now everything is solved. It actually makes the game harder to play. The only advantage to having a 4x3 resolution in Valorant is to increase your opponent's size to get good aim and to get more frames, just like in CS:GO. The lower the resolution your game is, the easier your computer can run it. But since this game can run on low-end PCs from 5 years ago with no problem, this shouldn't be an issue for most people. So, should you play with a 4x3 resolution? Unless you really need the extra frames or you are a beginner, I wouldn't recommend it. Mainly because there really isn't any benefit to it. There's nothing wrong with trying it out, but don't expect much from it. That is it for today's video. Share which resolution ratio you use in the comment section. I will meet you in the next video, so please leave a like and subscribe for more content. Bye bye, take care, Allah Hafiz.